Yes, people, what is good? Welcome to your special Monday, actually Tuesday night, Tech and Chill Show Unplugged. I'm your host, Ben, from the Lover of Tech channel, and we are, of course, live, and we are going to be talking about all things related to the base model, Samsung Galaxy S24. Yes, non-pro phones and non-ultra phones life matter. So yeah, we're going to be talking all things related to the Galaxy S24. We've also really been putting this through its paces as well. So yeah, buckle up, Dorothy, because Kansas City is going bye-bye. We are going to be taking you through everything that we've had with this when it comes to the camera experience, software experience, when it comes to the battery, charging. Yeah, we've given it a full shebang treatment. And in this particular live special review, yeah, we're going to be giving you the unadulterated Snyder Cut experience of how everything has been when it comes to the Galaxy S24. And boy, I can't wait to get into it. And we're going to be kicking it off with everything that's going to be popping tonight. And I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it. Things are looking up and great. The support has been absolutely immaculate. And I'm telling you, man, to say that I'm grateful is an understatement. You lot have really, really showed out. You've made it so much more worthwhile having to do this. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. As always, I'm going to apologize for the delay. You know how I am. I like to make sure that you are getting the best and the highest quality experience when it comes to the Tech and Chill Show Unplugged, regardless of whether it's a special one or it's a standard one. But when it's a special one like this, where we're going to go in and do reviews where we can be stretching as good as 3-4 hours straight, yeah, best believe I want to make sure that the sound, the audio, and the video lighting and everything in the presentation is top tier A1. So that even when the replay crew watch it and find it, yeah, this isn't going to feel like your standard live stream. This is going to feel pre-recorded, and that's the whole point. So again, if you're here live right now, make sure you are streaming and tuning in at the highest quality. We are streaming this in 4K UHD. So you've got the bandwidth, the device, and the capacity. Make sure you go from 480p, which is SD, up to 720p, which is high definition. From 720p, go up to 1080p, which is full high definition. Then up to 1440p, which is quad high definition. All the way up to 2160p, 4K UHD for the crispiest live stream on Tech YouTube right now. Boom. Before we get started, as I like to do, standard procedures, let's jump in the comments and say hi to people that are here. You are the real people that are part of Team TLS, aka the Tech Lover Squad, because you're here live. You're here live. That I flipping appreciate. Bello, what's good, baby? Yes, waiting for the banger video. Of course, man, I got you. I got you. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, oh, those are my boys. Thank you for the work of teaching us how to ride bikes. Boys, you did so well when it came to riding your bikes. I'm so proud of you. You'll be riding in no time. Good way to spend half term. Nadeem, what's good? What's good? What's good? Hello from Spain. Yes, what's good? Tech in the house. Spit a 4-bar on the beat, man. The beat's fire though, innit? Of course, it sets the tone. Yes, David, thumbs up. What's good? King Kendrick, flames up in the air. What's good? Sadia, dude, start already. Be patient, man. What's good? What's good? What's good? Yes, fresh in the house. Got the gospel going. Bro, the fact that you clocked it, I had to take it to church, baby. I had to take it to church. I had to take it to church. Shout out to the young Matthew. He's the one that found that selection. The minute he found out, I got gas and I'm like, yo, tonight, we're taking it to church all the way. You know what time it is. The piano at the end was cold, bro. One of the best beats, man. I love it. You're fixing the fight for Anthony Joshua, bro. Listen, boxing is just weird now. I watch on my S24. Love this phone. Yes. Hello from the Philippines. My Filipinos and Filipinas in the house. What's good, baby? Appreciate you. Love you, man. Keep it up. Of course, you know the vibes. Waiting for this, of course. KJ in the house. Coin Solar. What's good, baby? What's good, bro? Canada in the house. Nigeria in the house. Big ups. Appreciate you being here, my bro. We're going to have some fun tonight. Hello from India. Shout out to the India squad right now. Yes, you know what the time it is. Hello. Yes, bring the fire, my boy. Yes, what's good, man? Appreciate you being here. Mad love. Appreciate you being here, man. Pino, thank you. Check that. Appreciate it. We've got 33 concurrent viewers in the house. And if y'all don't know how we throw down when it comes to the Tech and Chill Show Unplugged special edition, you know how it is. We make sure that we've got this cut nicely at the highest quality, again, in 4K UHD. So turn it up so you can make sure that you're getting the best viewing experience. Please do let me know, how is the audio? Is the audio good? as well as the picture, of course, that we trust that is coming through very nicely and very well. Please do let us know how the audio and the video experience is coming through, and make sure that you are tuned in and watching this at the highest stream possible. Let's give you the breakdown of how things are going to be going tonight, as we do. Tonight is going to be our Snyder Cut Extended Edition, unedited, straight to the point review of the Galaxy S24. And again, this is how we wrap it up. We'll put it through its paces, test everything we need to test, and we've been taking it up a different level when it comes to the test that we've been doing here, aka not just the definitive camera comparison, but our extreme battery drain test, our ultimate charging test, heck, we're throwing wireless charging test in there as well. We're going to be working on the speed test format. Again, we're tuning it. We want to make sure that it is the lover of textile and it vibes and comes away in the way that we like to do it, where it's fun, educational, and also an absolute vibe with pure enthusiasm and energy, as we like to do. But overall, once we put it through the paces and we experience on a day-to-day basis, yeah, we're ready to give you the unadulterated, uncut version of how the experience has been. We're going to take you through how things have been for us when it comes to the build quality and the design. Of course, the display experience, how that's been in terms of front and center and what we'll be taking through. What's the performance been like, especially the fact that this is powered by the Exynos 2400. Is it blessed or cursed? Hey, we're going to discover it and discuss it as we go through. The camera experience, is it really living up to it? 3 generations of the same camera hardware system. How are we really bringing this forward to see if Samsung are really doing some stuff about this that really still makes it stand out from the competition within this price range, like the Pixel 8, like the iPhone 15, and some do say the iPhone 15 Pro as well. We're going to be talking about that when we come back and bring it in. And then we're really going to delve into things like the software experience. How's it really been? Again, if you've been here before and we've talked about the Galaxy S24 Ultra, you know what time it is. We're pretty much going to be on par when it comes to what is being brought forward. And then the battery experience. Boy, you lot have been really enjoying our extreme battery drain tests, and so have I. As difficult as it's been doing those videos, my goodness, the engagement and the response from you lot, I think we've set a new trend and we've set the high standard right now when it comes to doing battery drain tests on the tech scene in YouTube. And that's something I'm so proud of. But you, as our audience, verifying that and co-signing it, that's what matters the most. And I really appreciate the support. So we're going to be talking about how has this 4,000 milliamp hour battery with the Exynos 2400 really been a vibe with. And actually, you know what? Let me not spoil it. It's been kind of impressive. So, wrapping it all up, that's going to be the review consensus of how we're going to be taking it through when it comes to our uncut, plugged edition of the Galaxy S24 base model review. Some of the things will reflect on the Galaxy S24 Plus, but I don't have the S24 Plus in-house. We're going to do a special follow-up for that and do a special set of tests for it, because things have really leveled up for it, and it seems like a return to form with things like a QHD display and an almost 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Whew, let's address the comments, and then we're going to start delving into what we have here for the base model S24. Right. Boom. Let's switch it up. Hello. 105 first. All right. Saudi Arabia. Hello. What's good? What's good? What's good? Dude, can't hold my patience. You got to be patient, man. You got to be patient. Everything's fine, man. You're looking crisp. Don't worry. Yes, my bro. Come on, man. Tech, once you verify it, we're good to go. Right, comments have been caught up. You know what time it is. You know what vibe it is. We're about to get started. Let's click in, let's start, and let's do all things related to the Galaxy S24. All right, popping things off. This is what we have here, the Galaxy S24. And the best thing I really want to say this first, actually, is before we really get started and get kicked off, let me say a massive thank you to the kind folks at Vodafone UK and Tin Man Communications. They're the ones that supply this for testing and review. Of course, there will be links in the description below for all the latest deals that you can get on Vodafone UK on the Galaxy S24. Again, without them supplying it, wouldn't be able to get the content out for you, and it would be things where it's stuck on just the S24 Ultra, and we want to be different. We want to make sure we're covering a wide breadth of devices that don't just pertain to the populace like what you get with the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Pixel 8 Pro and stuff. We want to cover all the breadth, and we really appreciate the guys over at Vodafone UK for supplying the S24 for testing and review. Bye. Here we are, baby. Galaxy S24. And this is the base model, right? Fingerprint sensor that's in there. Let me just adjust so that we don't have auto brightness skewing. Bum 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 ba da da ba ba da ba 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 ba. Here we are, Galaxy S24. Whew! Does it look good? It does look good. It does look good. Now, this isn't the one that's got the titanium treatment. No. So this is still working with their armor aluminium. Samsung have said to have improved the armor aluminium. So this is meant to be like a one mass, one piece design that really blends in. You can see that there is pretty much a very, very flattened nature. Now, if you compare it to the Galaxy S22 and S23 from before, this is now got a completely flat. One thing I really like is the fact that obviously the edges of it now are pretty much like a brushed finish. It's a matte finish. So it handles fingerprints a lot better, which is really great about it. It's completely flat. And if we look at what we've done here, yes, they've pretty much followed suit in terms of the speaker grill having a slit. Now, of course, it's on the same side as what we had from before. This does allow it to sound a little bit better. This is a much more compact device. I believe they've been able to up it to 6.2 inches. Correct me if I'm wrong. I will double check it, but I believe this is 6.2 inches now in terms of the display corner to corner diagonal on a 20:9 aspect ratio. USB-C over there, of course. I still love the fact that the SIM card tray is a dual nano SIM, which is great to see. I still get confused by the fact that obviously that is the SIM card ejector. That's the microphone. For the novice, they can still get confused by this, so just be aware. So maybe the SIM card tray would have been better on the side, but again, it allows it to be really clean. The noise cancelling microphones at the top right here, and antenna bands that you've got around. Of course, you do have the power button and the volume rocker. Again, I still wish, in my personal preference, power button on the right being a bit bigger, and then straight symmetrical adjacent to it, you've got two volume buttons rather than a rocker. I prefer two separate buttons than a rocker. Obviously, you've got the triple camera system at the back, 50 megapixel main, 3x 10 megapixel zoom, and then you've got the 12 megapixel ultra wide as well. Again, this is pretty much what we're having here. Now, there's a part of me that still feels conflicted about this, because when we look at the design and what we have here, right? This looks great. It does look great, right? It does look great. We're going to zoom in a little bit. It does look great because they followed what they started with the Galaxy S22. Following what they started with the Galaxy S22, what they've basically done is they've been able to slim the bezels and the borders even more. As well as slimming the bezels and the borders even more, right? This is still a completely flat display. I love the design, but you see, here's the problem I have with it. Here's the problem I have with it. And the problem I have with it is this. It looks unapologetically iPhone now. I'm just gonna call it as it is. This looks unapologetically iPhone now. It looks unapologetically iPhone. I'm gonna turn it up to the top and I'm gonna really break it down and see. Right, I've not gone, I'm still here. I just want to explain a principal design. This is the Galaxy S23. This is the predecessor. And if you look at the predecessor, right, this was already something that moved away from the uniqueness of the Galaxy S22. I've got the S22 Plus here somewhere, right? The S22 Plus is here somewhere, so I'm going to find it so I can really give full context. In fact, pause, hold on. Here's 3 generations of Samsung base model S, right? This is the S22 Plus, but for reference, is pretty much the same as what the S22 was. Look at the uniqueness. And then when we look at the edge, right, you can see that the edge has a bulb curve. This principal design is still on the S24 Ultra, right? There's a bulb curve, so it's not a completely flat edge. There's a bulb curve. And what it does is it makes it so much more forgiving in the hand. Right? It's still so much more forgiving in the hand. You see, but the biggest problem was that I had with this was not this design. It was the fact that it was a glossy finish instead of a matte finish, right? I was upset that they took away this nice chamfered edge design of the S22. This really made the S22 such a classy looking phone that even in this particular rose pink, rose gold color, I was rocking it proudly. I really, really loved the look of this, right? And when they took away this, it just made it feel like an A series phone. But one thing I still appreciated is the fact that they had the bulb to the curve of the design. And again, all you case warriors, right, get off my back, because this is about the design and the build quality and the feel without a case that we're going through, okay? With this in mind, this still felt enough of a Galaxy S identity, having that bulb curve and not going completely flat. Now they've gone completely flat. They've gone completely flat, right? And the best way I can describe it is this. This is technically the best designed product for the base models, i.e. the metal is better, Victus 2, the finish, you know, it's slimmer bezels. Look, this is technically their best designed base model phones, but my biggest problem with it is it lacks soul. It feels, it's an iPhoneification of the Galaxy S series. And I'm just putting it out there. It's not a deal breaker, but I just don't understand why Samsung purposely moved away from what was such a great design on the S22 especially. Why not refine that? It's not refinement what they did. What they did is they just basically cut it down to make it look like an iPhone. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, I know most people would be scared to say it, but I'm not. You know, that's the first. I remember you have to remember, I went through 2 hands-on sessions. One when I was in Las Vegas, one when I was in San Jose, California. The one in Vegas was, I think, on the 10th or the 11th of January. 15th of January was on a Monday. That was in San Jose, California. The resounding thing that I said with the base model and the plus model is that, bro, you lot just killed the design identity of this product. This just looks like an iPhone. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. There's nothing Galaxy S about this phone now. It just looks like an iPhone. And I just don't understand why this was the case to be opted for. It's just an iPhone now. Now, I'm sorry, but fine, it's got triple cameras and a vertical orientation. But it's just an iPhone now. How much better do you want to be? Yes. But at what cost? Your soul? That's the design story. Look, it doesn't really matter. Let me just put it out there. Who cares if they've copied Apple? Who cares if it looks like an iPhone? The physical product and build quality is exquisite. It's very, very good. Yes, it's a bit slippery. It hasn't got the titanium treatment. It doesn't have the curvature that makes it a much more holdable phone if they actually kept the bulb design with the matte finish. Everything I'm complaining about, in the grand scheme of things, let me tell you people, it does not matter because the actual physical build quality and the product itself is on point. It's just, in the pursuit of doing that, did you have to lose your soul? Couldn't you still make it feel and look like an S-series product? Why did I have to go the iPhone route and just be an iPhoneification of the Galaxy S series? That's what bugs me. So, I'll be honest with you, I get it. It gets to that point where it's like, who really cares? Let's just put an identity out there. And it's very almost Chinese company-esque. Let me just put it out there. Not what I expected from Samsung. It's functional, it works, it's okay, I guess. But yeah, that's the build quality and the design. Victus 2 glass on the back and the front. It doesn't have the Gorilla Glass armor that we have on the, Galaxy S24 Ultra with the anti-reflective glass, which once you get used to, kind of hard to go back. But here we have it. This is the base model of the Galaxy S24. that's what the experience is when it comes to the design and the build quality. Okay, let's switch it back. Let's jump into the comments and see what's good with people, what's good with everyone. And that's the design and the build quality. That's part one out the way. It looks small in your hand. Yeah, that's going to be another thing that we're going to be discussing. I don't really, typing and ergonomics, especially when I'm trying to use the phone in bed, not the one. Can you test the Bluetooth latency? No. Sorry. How am I going to do that? All they do is copy the iPhone now. Tech, you love this. I knew you of all people, you would enjoy it when I go in, because you know me, I don't hold back. I don't try and sugarcoat it. I'm reasonable, but I don't sugarcoat stuff. I'll call it as it is. I actually like the S22 design. It's unique with the Listen, S22 design, is one of the nicest designs Samsung have ever done on a smartphone, bar what we had on the Galaxy S7 series, right? It's just top notch. Minus what we had on the Note 7 series or Note Fan Edition and the Galaxy S7 series. That design on the S22 and S22 Plus, absolutely goated. If you go back and watch my reviews on Lover of Tech and Sam Mobile, honestly, I couldn't stop praising it enough. And all my friends and colleagues that held it compared to the S22 Ultra at the time, the S22 Plus and S22, the design of that was way better than what you got on the S22 Ultra. Way better. Way better. Way better. So yeah, doesn't look like an iPhone. Can get actual iPhone copies clones from China. Nah, it looks very iPhone, bro. It's the iPhoneification of the Galaxy S series. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it not because it's not functionally a good design. It's just like, come on, man, have a bit of soul. Have a bit of soul. And it's so weird. Like I said, it's so weird complaining about what is a functionally solid build quality, because you have to look at, when we say design and build quality, design is the physical aesthetics and the looks. The build quality is, how does the product feel? Does it feel well put together? Are the edges seamless, right? Are the gaps in between, spaced out correctly and symmetrical? Are they lined up? These are all the things that matter. How does the product actually feel? Does it actually feel high end? Does the materials really feel premium for the price point that it's meant to be, from the metal, the glass, the finish? The build quality is a non-issue. The build quality is technically the best Samsung have given to their base model. And they've addressed a lot of the things that we talked about when it comes to things like the glossy edge of the metal frame. They've done that. But my point is, in pursuit of that, what does that cost you? Should it cost you your soul? Nah, man. Come on. Come on. You're right, my brother. Appreciate it. Thank you. Samsung knows if we choose the S series, it's because we want to get away from iPhones. Why did they do this damn iPhoneification? Yes, the iPhoneification of the Galaxy S series. To be honest, I actually hate the almost all A series up until the S series base models until the same. Yeah. A series, man. Nah, I don't know. A series, I don't know. All right. Let's talk all things related to the front and center, the display experience of the Galaxy S24. And we're going to be delving into that part of things. Let's answer text question and see what's good. All right, iPhone has always set the standard of beauty. My issue with Samsung has always been not having a true identity. Let's create Android version of iPhones. And the thing is, bro, they did. The Galaxy S22 was the perfect depiction of the identity. Like, you look at what you see on the Galaxy S22, nothing about this screams iPhone, nothing. I'm sorry. You couldn't say anything about the Galaxy S22 screams iPhone. Nothing. Nothing about this in terms of the chamfered edge, how it curves in, the design look of here, the bulb, the colors. Nothing about this screamed iPhone. Why not just stick to something similar like this and make it work? I was so annoyed when I moved away from the design and then went to this. This made this phone feel like a Galaxy A series, right? You look at the A series to this, it looked no different. There was no differentiating factor. I didn't like it. But at least the curved bulb of it gave it a unique identity enough for it to make it feel like a Galaxy S series phone. And now this. Bro, that's my only thing. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Display. Yes. Front and center, the display of the Galaxy S24. So, what do we have here? Let's move it from dark mode because dark mode is reflective AF. Here's what we have when it comes to the Galaxy S24 display experience. Yes, that's me right there. Display experience of what we have. Finally, what they've been able to do is give it a full adaptive refresh rate display of between 1 to 120 hertz, which is what we love to see. I believe before it was capped at 24, or was actually between 48 to 120 hertz, so it was more like an LTPS display. This feels more like an LTPO display, where it is giving you the full variable adaptive refresh rate of 1 hertz all the way up to 120 hertz. So this is great to see. So adaptive smoothness is right here. So this is one thing that's really great to see in terms of what they've been able to do to level things up. So glad to see it. It is still a 1080p display on this one, which I believe is perfectly fine for the display size of what we're working with. There is a new feature with the adaptive color tone. Again, same as what you get on Apple's True Tone. I don't really like using it because it just ambiently adapts to what we're seeing. And this still has like a vivid display. It doesn't really suffer that problem that people are complaining about on the Galaxy S20, on which one? On the Galaxy S24 Ultra, which again, there should be a software update coming on the 22nd, which should be on the Thursday. We are streaming this on Wednesday early morning, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, UK. But of course, you know, that's for a different story, but the display vividness is still great to see, which is what we love to see. I wish Samsung gave us a never option as well when it comes to the screen timeout, or up to 30 minutes. And yeah, always on display. And the brightness of the display obviously has gone up. So we do have the same, I believe, 2600 nits that they were saying for peak brightness, which is really great to see. So everything matches up in that sense. Things really do match up to it. I believe before it was capped and limited to 1500 nits or 1300 nits. Compared to the others that had 1750 nits, which was the S23 Ultra, S24, S23 Plus. So everything in terms of display brightness and parity is something that's really there. We're going to do a display brightness measurement with the brightness meter to basically see what we're working with, so that we can pretty much get an accurate depiction of what we're getting. I got some feedback from one person that basically said is that to really activate the auto brightness or the outdoor brightness, I can shine a torch to it to really crank it up. We're going to try that. We're going to try that and see if that works in any way. But obviously, we're going to be viewing HDR content to allow us to view that still. Yeah, that is pretty much what we have here when it comes to the display experience. So if we go here, let's go to Love Rev Tech. We want to make sure that we're on our stuff. Obviously, we're streaming live. What do we have here? But combined it with their new face and the display looks good. Finally, given their full frame cameras, amazing autofocus for video work, and they've finally done the same for their micro four thirds cameras with their new G9 Mark II. I'm usually the one that does all the reviews and everything related to Love Rev Tech, but actually this is Matthew's review and experience of the G9 II. If you don't know Matthew, he's our resident in-house intern, production assistant and video editor, and he loves all things cameras and especially micro four thirds. So again, so you can see the display experience is really good. Camera lenses, and let me know what your experience is. So this is his review. This is maximum level on the speaker as well. Now firstly, a massive thank you to Lumix themselves for letting us go crazy with the camera, because we've tested the G9. So this is great. I'll tell you this, yeah. For everyone that ever wants like some top tier facial recognition, I'm not doing it at the cost of a pill. once you get used to a viewing experience that is truly all screen like what you're seeing here with just a very tiny hole punch, I don't care about the biometric unlock for it to be facial recognition to give up that. I love this viewing experience. I prefer an in-display fingerprint sensor. This is the ultrasonic from Qualcomm. I still believe it's a refined version of the Generation 2. This might be a Generation 3. It might be a placebo effect, but it does feel a lot quicker, in my opinion, which is great to see. That's what I love to see. The display is just really, really good. It's top tier. It's top tier. Samsung really just hit the nail on the head when it comes to this one. This is just really good. It's just a really good display. Right. I've pretty much got no complaints. I think just obviously, just to consider when it comes to these displays, like, you know, the scratches and stuff is something that you really just have to really take care of. I don't know. Let's look at this. Let's get in and see what we can. Let me see if I've got a white background. Apologies. Let me just switch it to me so that we've not got something boring. Quick share. Yeah. So we've got a completely white background here. So if we push it in, right, we're going to do a standard brightness measurement. This is with no auto brightness on, right? And we're going to crank it all the way up. So we're going to put it all the way up. We're not going to select, we're going to do several brightness readings. So we're going to, adaptive brightness is off, which is the auto brightness. Extra brightness toggle's not on. This is on a clear white background in the Photos app. All this is off. We're just going to do a standard brightness reading to see what we're getting, right? Right, so I'm going to put it there. Right, standard dynamic range SDR brightness with no toggle for the extra brightness is 661 nits. This is what we have here for the Galaxy S24, right? So just take it all in and see. This is the maximum brightness when in manual mode, cranked up without the extra brightness toggle on, right? 661 nits. So we're gonna bring it here, toggle it down, go to extra brightness. We're gonna toggle that. You can see the brightness exposure really go up. Again, mind the camera, it is blown out. Then we're gonna unhold it, come back down, and you can see that with the standard brightness, with the auto, with the extra brightness toggle on, this is what we're getting. So we're getting over 1,000 nits. So this is 1,120 nits, or lux, but nits, yeah. This is what we're getting. This is with manual brightness on, with the extra brightness toggle activated, right? Right, let's see this. So what I'm gonna do now is turn on adaptive brightness, and I'm gonna try the torch method and see if this works. So just taking feedback, as I like to do, maximum. So you can see the brightness toggle really going up. Right, let's try this. We're gonna unhold. So it seems like the ambient display brightness is really picking up. Wow, so it does work. It does work. So this is simulating outdoor brightness. So this is kind of simulating outdoor brightness. We're going to get to HDR content in a moment. So simulating outdoor brightness, what we've done is we've put the adaptive brightness on. We've shined a light on the ambient sensor, and it's been able to crank it up to 1,908 nits. 1,908 nits. So this is with auto brightness on, right? We've put a flashlight on the ambient sensor where the, the front-facing camera is, right? And it's really cranked up the auto brightness to that level. Again, how bright it is, does it really simulate what the light would be outdoors? Probably not. And obviously, things vary when it comes to the country that you're in as well, but how we've kind of been able to do that 1,908 nits is what we have here. That is fantastic when it comes to the results. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn off adaptive brightness for now. Actually, no, we're going to keep it on. We're going to simulate the same thing. What we're going to do is go into let's go into general appearance. Let's go into light mode, just so it's easier on the eyes. 4K HDR brightness test. This is the one that we use. Turn this up to 4K. All right, I'm gonna on hold, torch it up again. All right, it's running through. Again, we're just basically getting all the different brightness measurements that we're getting in here. We're just gonna be measuring. Ooh, keep on, do it again for me. Whoa. All right. Let's get it. Let's increase the squares. All right, so. Right, there we go. Boom, got it. Oh, got it, even higher. Oh, there we go. 2,430 nits. Let's hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna do full coverage now. Okay, so in a certain coverage space, yeah, they seem to really be on point when it comes to what we're seeing here with the display brightness when it comes to HDR content. So yeah, this is legit. The 2,600 nits, yeah, this is legit. And again, you know how we do. We like to try and bring a bit of factuality to our findings. And yeah, gotta say, when it comes to the display, when doing the HDR testing, so you're ranging between going as low as 661 nits. If you're controlling the brightness yourself, make sure that you use the extra brightness toggle, because that will get you over 1,000 nits, 1,120. If you got the adaptive brightness on and you kind of simulate it with the sunshine and you're not watching content, you're effectively going to be getting 2,000 nits. And then when you're watching HDR content with adaptive brightness on, and it's in a sunlight situation, yeah, it's cranking up close to 2,500 nits. So give or take the errors of my equipment not being super scientific, like a high quality one, yeah, this is a great display experience. Honestly, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. This does not need to be a QHD display at this size. Good 1080p plus. 20:9 aspect ratio, slim borders, 6.2 inches, bright display across all the spectrums of how you want to use it. Great OLED dynamic 2x display. This, yeah, Samsung. What you started with the S22 and S22 Plus, I like where it is when it comes to this display. And of course, because it doesn't have the new Armor Gorilla Glass display, putting a screen protector on here, not worrying whether it's going to glare or not, it's not something to really worry about. So yeah, slap a screen protector on there, get a good glass quality one, and you're pretty much good to go. Display experience on the Galaxy S24, yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. All right. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up and see what's good. Bang. Let's get into the comments. Ben, yes, what's good? You've been active in the comments, man. There's some ambient display option. What does it do? Oh, you answered it. Of course. All right, that's my work here. Yes, G92 review. Absolutely best work, Matty. Nice work. Yes. It's like, can you call people on your, can you take your Galaxy S24 Ultra to the beach? Bro, do you know what country I live in? I live in the UK, you know. We don't have good weather for me to be like, oh, let me rock up to the beach. Like, I'm not on some coastal line. I'm not in Ghana. I'm not in LA. I'm in flipping grim UK where it rains all the time. Could it be high with HDR video? Absolutely. We tested it. Your Samsung Galaxy S24, just so nice. The new 5 times altogether zoom. I don't know what you're saying, man. Still less than halfway. 2K utmost. The display is hot after that. No, display is fine. Yo, results. Yes. Tonight, I want you to go outside. Bro, you're crazy. Check the camera test videos. It's already there. Absolutely. What do you think of the Exynos processor? We're going to talk about that more when it comes to the performance. Your tests are the most accurate you can get and see live too. Of course we're live, baby. We're flipping live. And you know that when we're live, it's all about giving you the best viewing experience. Yes, the main man himself technically too. What are you saying, T? Appreciate you being here, man. We've pretty much gone through the design. We've gone through the display. We're going to be talking about things all related to the performance and the specifications. Then we're going to get to the camera. Then we're, of course, going to talk about all things related to the software. Software is going to be quick because, bro, you know me, I don't really go ham on software like that. And I already did when it comes to the Galaxy S24 Ultra. So I'm just going to refer you to go watch that if you want to see it. And then we're going to be talking about the battery results as well. So, yeah, best believe we're in the vibes when it comes to it. But I appreciate you being here, T. You know the vibes, you know the thing. Bro, like, what? Robin, I'm not even going to mind you. You get the beach view at the back of the Finch. Oh, seriously. Some people are just crazy. Yes, we're in the groove. 46 minutes in. You know the vibes, you know the thing. We're tuned in, we're locked in. Make sure that if you are here watching this live, you are watching this in the best quality possible, which is at 4K, ultra high definition, UHD, 2160p. So if you've got the bandwidth and you've got the capacity, go beyond the 480, which is the standard definition SD, go up to 720p, which is high definition. Then go up to 1080p, which is full high definition FHD, then up to 1440p, which is QHD, all the way up to 2160p, 4K UHD for the crispiest live stream on Tech YouTube right now. Boom! All right. What we got? 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 Specs and performance. Specs and performance. Specs and performance. What are we working with here when it comes to the specs and performance? As we all know, the S24 Plus and S24 have a regional split. Regional split of Exynos and Snapdragon. Yes, people. After they skipped the Exynos 2300, the Exynos 2400 is back like it never left. Exynos 2400 is back like it never left. Exynos is back. And is it all bad news? Actually, no. But there are some few caveats that pertain to Exynos that I still don't 100% vibe with. Now, this is pretty much based on an ARM architecture design derived for Samsung when it comes to the Exynos. So it's a 5-4-1 cluster system. Main prime core that is performance all the way up to 3.21 gigahertz, and you've got the 4 performance cores, which is 1.96 gigahertz, and you've got the efficiency, well, 1.96 gigahertz is the 4 efficiency cores, and you've got the performance cores that clock up to 2.95 gigahertz. Of course, the base models do only come with 8 gigabytes of RAM. I believe, because this is the 128 gigabyte model, this is using UFS 3.1 storage rather than UFS 4.0 storage. This is something I believe they did with the Galaxy S22 and the S23. Don't really like that, if I'm going to be honest with you. Should be UFS 4 across the board. But hey, this is something that you just have to be aware of, that if you go to the highest storage, that's when you get the UFS 4.0. So that's the performance and the specifications. Let's see if we've got a Geekbench in here somewhere. I don't believe I did. Let me download that right quick. I don't think I added that for Geekbench 6. Oh, no, I did. It's here. Did I do a history? Yeah. So this is the historical score that we've got here for the Galaxy S24. So that you've got it here for reference, this is 1,993 for the single core performance. Multi-core is 6,032. So that's what we have here for the Galaxy S24 when it comes to Geekbench. Again, Exynos is back, and has it really been an issue? No, not when it comes to the standard performance stuff, right? So I feel like the year gap that they took for Exynos was good. It worked for them, which is what we love to see. I think it's a break that was, I guess, needed. Yeah, it's Exynos is here. The performance works really well, and I think obviously that's more in conjunction with the fact that One UI 6.1 is a really well optimized platform and system from what they've done in terms of the software, especially when it comes to things like animations. I've not had a problem with the specs. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. The only game I play on mobile is going to be Asphalt, right? I'm not a mobile gamer. I still feel most people are not mobile gamers. It's just because I just like a physical controller to use, right? So let me just make this nice and clean. I can't, just because of copyright reasons, I can't blast the volume for Asphalt. But we're gonna do a run of Asphalt just to basically get through and see what we have when it comes to, what do you call it? Gameplay and performance thermals. Of course, we've got the temperature gun here that we have, which is hovering around 32.3, pushing in the back. All right, yeah, it's below 35 degrees, 33 degrees, which is exactly where we're going to be. So that's just more for reference. So we're just going to play anyway, get in there, and basically do a couple of minutes of gaming. Again, maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and get through and just commentate and just see how the performance is like as we go. Maybe because we're on an icy track. Again, I cannot put the volume on this just because of copyright reasons. I've made that mistake before and it's not been good, bruv. It's not been good, bruv. It's not been good, bruv. It's not been good. All right. Ooh, I love this. It gives me like Burnout vibes, man. Okay. Oh, whatever. Just let me play. Damn it. Woo. Sky high. Oh, and I missed it. No, I'm far behind. Go. Power slide. Oh, no, I don't want to lose. Take him down. Yeah, boy. Take him down. No, I came second. Oh, that was rubbish. We run again. That was rubbish. That was rubbish, Ben. That was rubbish. We go again. This is literally the only game that I play on mobile. I'm just not a mobile gamer like that. I'm just going to be honest. So if that's what you want in terms of performance and stuff, that's just not me, right? That's just not me. But the most you're going to be getting is here. I'm not going to be the one doing Genshin Impact and all that. There's other channels that do it. You come here for definitive camera comparisons, the most detailed and the most unadulterated versions of camera comparisons that you're going to get. You're going to be here to be pretty much getting the best and the most realistic and the most punishing and the most relatable battery drain test you're going to get, especially on mobile data. Yeah, so hey, that's just what the situation is, right? Unlock car. Okay, we're going to skip this. We're going to come through. All right, we've got the Z4. Okay, that's fine. Just let me play. Let me play, damn it, Asphalt. Just let me play. Let me play. Just, gosh. I don't care. Just go back. Next. Damn it. Let me play. Let me play. Let me play. Let me play. Let me play, damn it. Play anyway. There we go. Now we're getting in. We're getting into the groove and the vibes. Let's get it in. Let's get it on. Who used to watch Celebrity Deathmatch? I used to love it, man. Let's get it on. Bring back Celebrity Deathmatch. Or is it already there and I just don't know? Man, those were the glory days of MTV. When MTV was like a relevant flipping thing to watch. Like, who actually cares about MTV nowadays? I don't. Bring back MTV Base. Shout out to Trevor Nelson. You know the vibes. Ooh, jeez, check the takedown. Whoa! Murk them. Murk them. Murk them. You know the vibes. Jeez, power slide. Come on. Boom. Boom. Listen. Cooking. Flip the car. You know. Turbo land. And then boom. And then turbo. And then gone. Listen. Call me the Asphalt Master. Call me the Asphalt 9 Master. Come on, power slide. All right, power slide here. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, where do these lot come from? Nah, this is crazy. Hey, give me that. Give me that. Rah, these lot are cooking. Boost. Boost. Nah, I don't want to lose again, man. Come on. Nah, now you're cheating. Yeah, man's cruising. Finish. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's him go. Boom. Oh, now I missed the ramp. Oh, I missed the ramp again. Power slide, power slide. Power slide, power slide, boost, get in. Oh, no. Boo! Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You know the vibes. Let's go. Let's go. Next. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's do a quick temperature measurement. Let's go. Let's see if it's increased. Yeah, it's increased a little bit. It's increased a little bit. It's increased a little bit. On the top end, it's probably a bit hotter. So we like to, you know, do a bit of scientificness to it. Science with vibes. Yes! Mr. White. Science. Shout out to my Breaking Bad fans. You know it. Yeah, the temperature's gone up a little bit. Let's do one more round. I should probably do another 2. Let's see. So you're seeing live performers, and again, I know it's the gamers that are gonna really get onto me. Oh man, you have to do some gaming. We are doing live gaming with Asphalt 9. It's a decent enough graphically intense game. You know the vibes. Yes, I don't care about the sponsors. Just let me play. Let me play. Let me play. Let me play. Oh my gosh. Okay, skip. Why are you always trying to feed me these microtransactions? What is it? Star up. Okay, skip. Skip. Yeah, skip. Okay, yes. Whatever. Okay, we're in a new place. New. Next. Let's try the Z4. Gotta try and drive. They see me rolling, hating, trolling, trying to keep me riding dirty. I'm not gonna play PUBG. Hell no. I don't care for PUBG. Don't care for Call of Duty. I only like racing games on here. I don't like playing those games, man. Sorry. This isn't the place for it. Boom, take them out. Oh, yo, you lot are getting duppied. These men are getting duppied. Hey, wait. Hey, where you going? Come back. Come back, bruv. I remember when I was in Vegas, the receptionists were like, "Oh, you sound like those guys on Top Boy," and I'm like, "Those guys, that's exactly how I sound. I'm an East Londoner. You see me? It's just how we sound. Like that's actually not an act. That's just actually how we sound from the ends. Crazy. I like my Yanks though. We're boosting. We're boosting. We're boosting. We're boosting. We're boosting. You see me? We're boosting, brother. Finish. Ha ha. Chilling. 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 All right. We're going to do one more. And that should simulate about 5, 10, 15 minutes of gaming. A couple of rounds of Asphalt 9. Miss out. I don't really want all of this. Let me play, man. Let me play. Then we'll do a final temperature reading just to give an idea of what we're working with. All right, whatever. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Yeah, okay. I get you. I get you. It's just so overbearing. Bare stuff. It's just confusing the eyes, man. Boom. Let's go to the Evo. Let's touch on the Evo. Yeah, whatever. And I will love you together. Okay, upgrade to stage 1. Oh. Okay, it's done. It's done. How much money do I have? Acceleration, stage 2. Oh, I've got bare P. Oh, I see it. Nitro. Too fast. Too furious. I'm too fast for y'all. Oh, you just get home doing the big. Tell me what you gonna do. Act a fool. Somebody broke in and cleaned out your crib. Tell me what you gonna do. Act a fool. Man, that's that sticky that sticks and rubber got front, back, and side to side. All my OG Fast and Furious fans, when it used to actually make sense watching it, you know, R.I.P. Paul Walker and that, you know. Bam, bam, far too fast, far too furious. I'm too fast for y'all, man. Far too fast, far too furious. I'm too fast for y'all. Oh, you just got home doing the big. Tell me what you gonna do. Act a fool. Somebody broke in and cleaned out your crib. Tell me what you gonna do. Act a fool. Man, that's just doing it and I stick some robbers. Cheese. You see that spin in the air, yeah? Listen, I'm a G. Boom, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Let's do it. Temperature. Oh, it's gotten a bit hot. It's gone a bit hot. What's the hottest reading up again? Oh, further to the top, man. We're getting somewhere around 39.4 degrees. Okay. It's gonna be okay. Just don't leave. Okay. Baby, please. Oh, wait away. Yeah. Oh, wait away. All right. Temperature's well managed. It's still under 40 degrees, so I'm happy with it. And there you are, people. That is some live gaming performance. You've seen the benchmarks in Geekbench. You've seen the specs of the performance of what we have with the Exynos 2400. Again, I've seen other people do tests where some features are not enabled and certain things like video editing apps and stuff. But again, look, day to day, and what we're getting in terms of Exynos 2400, it's actually really been good. Again, I will be doing a follow-up. Hopefully, I should be getting the Snapdragon variants of the S24 and S24 Plus. But so far, in the closed containment, I don't inherently have any issues with Exynos, right? Until we get to a certain part that we're going to be talking about. So And that's it for the containment of what the performance is for the Galaxy S24 Exynos variant for the Exynos 2400 for UK and Europe that we have here. All right, let's get into it. Oh, gosh, this guy. No, follow. Other regions ramped with Exynos. Yeah, so if you are in North America, I believe North America, Canada, and China, you've got the 8 Gen 3, but everywhere else, man, even the Koreans get Exynos. Sheesh. Hey Exynos, and I'm not talking about the performance. We're gonna get to that. Almost my birth year. Is that the S24 Exynos? Yeah, it's basically in the title of the stream. Yes, it is. Not gonna lie, the Insta Live videos are way more crisp. YouTube needs to step up. Yep. Man is going to finish the game on live. No. It's just a couple. Oh, honestly, this guy. I think MCV existed. I was busy then watching Power Rangers, Jetix. I think you mean Fox Kids. Play PUBG, no. Then play Real Racing, no. Trust me, you know me. I'm gonna say put under the AC. We don't have air conditioning here. We got radiators in the UK. W Stream, what's good, Daniel? Appreciate you. Can we boot Robin? I swear, like I'm just gonna, yeah. How do you deal with? You won't regret it, no. And I won't woke up, get it. My feel want happiness. Squeeze her, don't tease her. Never leave her. Bumped. I beg any of the moderators, can someone just regulate Robin, please? You're just trolling at this point. I don't like it. Apt, na 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 apt, na na apt, na 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 apt, na na apt, na na apt, na na. Squeeze her, don't tease her, never leave her. Apt, na na apt, na na apt. I'm going to have a short intermission. In the meantime, I'm going to put one of our videos there. I haven't even sorted out the chat yet.
For the new improved vision.
Let's see. It's studio mode. Yeah. Are you feeling the show? Yeah. Feeling the show. Is it Chrome browser? Window capture, Chrome browser. Are you feeling me?
Yes, people, the Galaxy S24 Plus and S24
let me just do a quick
But what does that
intermission
mean
transition.
if you're coming from the legendary S22
I'll be right back.
series or even an S23 from before? Well, let's talk about it and let's compare and see what does actually the S24 series bring to the table compared to these two. Let's compare them. Now, of course, this is mainly going to be focused around the S24 Plus and the S24. I'll be mentioning the S24 as honorable mentions underneath these devices, but definitely it's going to be the Plus model, because the Plus model has had some refinements that really bring it back to form, but something else is back where we kind of weren't expecting to see anytime soon, but we're going to talk about that a bit later. But let's compare them. When we look at what we're seeing, there is now a stronger armor aluminum that they're using. The design is slimmer, as well as still rounded and flat at the same time to make it better in hand. But what I really like is the front display. The bezels are really slim and symmetrical, and actually that in return has allowed it to have a bigger display at 6.7 inches. Now, if you actually remember the Galaxy S23 Plus and S22, they had a 6.6 inch display, and it was the S22 that started off that symmetrical slim bezels. And man, this design is iconic. The refinement and the design set of S24 Plus and S24 is great, and actually on the technical level, because it's more durable with armor aluminum and it's just well put together, it is technically their best design phone, but it just lacks soul. One thing you're gonna notice, it looks like a certain competition's phone and feels that way now. I'm just putting it out there, you know what I'm talking about. Honestly, I really wish they just stuck to this S22 design and just refined it there and then. The design direction that they've gone with the S23 and what they now have with the S24, it kind of lacks the Galaxy soul that makes those devices unique. I mean, look, I appreciate the matte finish now instead of a glossy finish on what was here on both these devices for S22 and S23. But honestly, it just kind of lacks a bit of soul. And when you do get to feel it, experience and use it, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's just put it out there. Great design, but it lacks the soul and character that makes it a Galaxy S series flagship. Next is the display, and this part here for the S24 Plus makes me so happy, because I've said it, by principle, as much as the display experience on the S23, as well as the S22 Plus, and even the S21 Plus was actually okay and fine for a 6.6, 6.7 inch display. By principle, the cost of these devices at $1,000 and £1,000 in euros. Nah, bro, you gotta have QHD in there and still maintain the 120 hertz that it's able to produce. But you know what? They listen. S24 Plus now has a QHD Plus mode, and it does still do this while giving you 120 hertz. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is, remember the last time we saw a QHD Plus mode on a Plus model phone? That was the S20 Plus. But when you activated QHD, you were limited to 60 hertz. So if you wanted 120, you had to go down to 1080p. I'm glad you can have both. It matches what you get on the Ultra series, but without the pen support. But what makes it even better is the maximum brightness. Yeah. We've gone from a peak of 1750 nits all the way up to 2600 nits for the new improved vision booster and just better outdoor visibility. So yeah, when it comes to the display experience, man, I'm not gonna lie, the S24 Plus especially has...
Right, people, thank you for the small intermission. I just needed a small break, small toilet break and water break. So I appreciate your patience when it comes to that. And man, most of you stuck around, which I really appreciate. I know that some people would have dropped off, but you know, needed it. Get some water. Let's see if we've got any new comments. Yeah, thank you, Matthew, for sorting out Robin. I don't know what the hell this guy was doing. Jetix, yeah. Reported the comments, yep. Not Pastor Robin is the rest. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get some sleep. Take care, Benjamin. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your engagement, Ahmed. Nice one. Okay, so we've pretty much gone through what we have when it comes to the design, the display, and the performance. You saw some live performers. We've pretty much done all the display brightness measurements to hold them to their claims of it, which looks really good, and it's something I'm really impressed with when it comes to what Samsung have done. What else? Do we have the overheating sign? No, we don't. Wow, this Ulanzi fan is really doing its job. It really is. This is fantastic. Poor man's FX3 solution. No overheating here, baby. We're pushing it. And internal recording as well. Ah! Yeah, boy. All right. Camera. We're going to be talking about the camera. And to do this, we're pretty much going to be delving into what we have here when it comes to our ultimate camera comparison, right? So we're gonna chime in and go here. We're gonna go onto the main Lover of Tech channel, which is pretty much gonna be here. And we're gonna flip through and transition, bam. Cut out studio mode. Here we are. As you can see, it's a massive staple of what we do. Okay, here. Definitive camera comparison. This is a popcorn filler, as I like to call it. I'm gonna mute this. This is a popcorn filler, as I like to call it. Right? And this is the definitive camera comparison. In the middle was the Galaxy S24, iPhone 15 on the left, and then the Pixel 8 on the right. So yeah, this is a 1 hour definitive camera comparison. Of course, we've got everything in the description below here with all the other pieces of content that we're doing as well. So we've got the wireless charging test that needs to come out for it. It should be live by this time anyway, but again, we are pretty much here with it. So breaking it down, right? When it comes to the Galaxy S24, I do like what they have when it comes to the front-facing camera. So I like to really deep dive when it comes to the camera experience for the front-facing camera, the rear-facing cameras, daylight, low light, in multiple scenarios. And I'm gonna go into some of the things that I think, in my opinion, at this level, I don't think Samsung has done enough where I'm impressed. Will it really matter to a lot of people? Probably not, but my standards of requirement are very high when it comes to the camera. So I'm gonna go through the stuff that I'm not happy with first, and then we're gonna be talking about the things that I am still happy with in terms of the standards that Samsung have when it comes to the camera. Again, focusing on the S24 in the middle. When it comes to the front-facing camera, I've said this before, you know, I love the fact that it can do 4K 30 FPS up to 4K 60 FPS. You've got the video portrait mode and the selfie camera, which I think they've really worked on to improve, right? And what's good about the Samsung is while you're recording, I find this less useful in my opinion, but it's nice that while you're recording, you can change the blur effects while you're recording. I would still prefer the option of what the iPhone gives you, where once you finish recording, you can look back at the video clips and then see if you want to bring down the blur intensity or increase the blur intensity or increase the different blur positionings. I prefer the control after, but I still appreciate the fact that you have some control while you're recording. As you can see, you can pretty much go through different places in terms of the different blur effects and the blur intensity. You don't get that on the Pixel 8. Again, we're not comparing it to well, it's here on the Pixel 8, but we're focusing on the S24. So I really appreciate this. Again, I hope they figure out how to do what Apple do, where they give you the editing processing after, so you can increase the the blur, reduce the blur, and have the different blur effects, right? 4K 30 FPS on array cameras, I have no issues with the Galaxy S24. It allows you to change between all the lenses. One thing the Galaxy S24 has at this price point across the Pixel 8 and iPhone 15, even up to the iPhone 15 Pro, is it does have a triple camera system. A 50 megapixel main wide sensor, a 10 megapixel dedicated 3x zoom, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide with a 0.6 ultra wide field of view. 4K 30 FPS, Samsung still has the most flexible 4K video recording at 30 FPS. The lens transitions is much smoother now. Still doesn't have the absolute parallax smoothness of what you get on the iPhone 15, which I really, really like, especially on the iPhone 15 Pro, which also has a dedicated 3x zoom. But it's so much more improved compared to before. It's really great what they've done to improve things there. It allows you to switch between the rear lenses, allows you to pause the video, it allows you to continue recording on the same clip, take pictures, and most importantly, just like on your social media apps like Snapchat and Instagram, while you're recording on the same clip, you can flip to the front-facing camera. Still, you can't do this on a Pixel 8 and iPhone 15. Samsung offers the most flexible video recording at 4K 30. The problem is 4K 60. You see, one thing that they did to improve the Galaxy S24 Ultra is give you the exact same flexibility that you have in 4K 30 in 4K 60. And I know it seems like, isn't this obvious? For some reason, these smartphone manufacturers only got to this point to do this, and you have to give Google credit. Google were the ones that did this first properly on the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. So as you can see, it took Apple up till now with the iPhone 15 series to allow you to switch between the lenses in 4K 60. But again, it's still limited. On the iPhone, you can't pause recording and continue on the same clip. On the Pixel 8, you can pause and continue on the same clip and take pictures. You can take pictures on the iPhone, but you can't pause and continue on the same clip. But at least with the Pixel, you can switch between the main wide sensor and then to the ultra wide. It doesn't have a dedicated zoom, but you can go up to 2x and beyond. The Galaxy S24 allows you to start from the lens you started recording from. So in this situation, I started recording from the main wide sensor, right? You can flip to the selfie. You can pause recording, continue recording on the same clip, and take pictures. So there's an element of flexibility there, but what you can't do is switch between the rear lenses. This usability feature is just reserved for the Galaxy S24 Ultra. And I'm sorry, honestly, Samsung, this is something Apple would do. I expect this from Apple. I expect usability limitations from Apple. I expect usability limitations from Google. I don't expect this from you. I kid you not, this makes no sense to me. And the only thing I can really pin this down to is S24 Ultra has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 mobile platform built for Galaxy chipset in the whole world. There's no Exynos variant of that. Somehow, there's an Exynos variant of the S24 Plus and S24, and you can't switch between the lenses in 4K 60. Don't you find that suspicious? I'm tapping into my inner Dr. Umar. Don't you find that suspicious? That's the only thing I can put it down. When I was in a one-on-one meeting, we were on a group meeting about this when we did our, Unpacked. I was at Unpacked for San Jose. And I challenged Joshua Cho. He's the head of imaging. And I said, this is not a good look. Why would you limit usability? No one's asking for 8K on a zoom camera. The zoom camera is 10 megapixels. The zoom camera is not 50 megapixels like what we get on an S24 Ultra. So I'm not saying give me 8K 30 on a zoom camera. No one's asking. It's on a new generation chipset. Why not just allow us to have the same lens switching capabilities like what we get on the Ultra? It's not a good look. It makes Samsung look really bad when it comes to the usability that you get on the iPhone 15 and the Pixel 8. The iPhone 15 has the A16 chip. It's technically the year before. I would expect Apple to limit the usability. No, they've allowed better usability in 4K 60 than what you get on Samsung on what is meant to be a newer generation chip. Come on, bruh. 4K 60 usability on there is such a disappointment on the S24. And anyone that thinks they're going to fix this in software, they're not going to do that. They are not going to do that. And I will eat my words if they do. I will eat my words if they do. I will absolutely eat my words if they do. I will absolutely eat my words if they, because I don't think they will. I don't think they will. This software update that's meant to be coming on the 22nd of February, Lord, if they do, I'm going to be doing follow-up camera comparisons, of course. But I don't think they will. And it's just such a disappointment. There's no excuse for it. And it's not something I'm happy with at all, right? Going through the video performance, everything else that's good about it that I really like. Yes, 8K 30 FPS video on the main wide sensor, which is usable compared to the others. The others have main wide sensors that are high resolution at 48 megapixels for the iPhone and 50 megapixels for the Pixel 8, but they don't do 8K video. And the 8K video on here is equally as good as the 4K video, if not better, with extra detail. So this is a great look on Samsung. Got to give them credit with good stabilization. Again, the super steady mode is Quad HD 2.5K at 1440p. You can do up to 60 FPS. Again, it's almost on par to the iPhone. The iPhone 15 does do it at 2.8K, so it is a slightly higher resolution. The flexibility that you get with the iPhone is it works on the ultra wide, the wide, and in the 2x mode. There isn't a 2x mode in the S24, but there is a 2x mode for the S24 Ultra. Again, something that's missing on here, that's a usability feature. I don't understand why that's limited. It's way ahead of what you get on the Pixel 8, so at least it's still very good. Another thing I'm not really happy with is the fact that if we go here, the portrait mode section, right, when it comes to the zoom, this is actually not using the 3x lens. So back in the day, I thought it was using a 3x zoom lens. When you do the 3x portrait mode, right, it's hidden. The 3x portrait mode is hidden. So the 3x portrait mode being hidden is one thing, but it's hidden because it's still doing a 3x crop on the main wide sensor. On the Galaxy S22 Ultra, there wasn't a 2x zoom mode for the video portrait mode. But when you did have it, it was 1x and 3x. The 1x was using a main wide sensor, which is a 108 megapixel sensor. And then the 3x was using a 3x zoom. Now, it's just doing a digital crop of the main sensor all the way through. So I don't like this. There's a dedicated 3x lens, use it. So that's the feedback that we have here. That 3x video portrait mode that you're seeing, that is not on the dedicated 3x zoom. One thing I appreciate is that they do have 4K 120 FPS for the slow motion mode. Again, this is not like the Galaxy S24 Ultra where you can go into the Pro mode and shoot as individual 120 FPS frames in its pure mode, where you can do it on a wide and an ultra wide. This is just the slow motion mode in the slow motion capture mode where it does it for you. It slows it down to 4K 30 FPS. So it's what you call conformation. It conforms the image from 120 FPS to 30 FPS. You know, you still have 1080p, 240 FPS. You can do the automatic slow motion mode, which is obviously one of the features of the camera. But yeah, I still appreciate the fact that they put 4K 120 in a slow motion mode. It works on the main wide sensor, but you don't get the full flexibility like the S24 Ultra. That one I can forgive a bit. I think that's all right. What else have we got? Dual recording. Again, I really like what dual recording does, but it doesn't do it in 4K 30. On the S24 Ultra, it's in 4K 30. So what it tells me is because this is using an Exynos chipset, all of a sudden this regional split, there's a feature set drop. So where the performance of the Exynos is fine, you are basically losing out on feature sets that should be able to do it. We've seen it do 4K 30 with the dual recorder mode on the S24 Ultra. It should be able to do it here. Somehow, there's Exynos. We don't get to do it in 4K 30. Again, it's happening to my inner Dr. Umar. Don't you find it suspicious? So again, we're going through. We've got obviously the low light performance here for the selfie, for the rear camera. One thing that's really good is that the low light video blur in low light without flash and with the flash is way better on the Galaxy S24 compared to the Pixel 8 and iPhone 15. iPhone 15 just doesn't do video portrait mode in low light, whether you put flash on it or not. It just doesn't play ball. It just doesn't play ball. And obviously with the video portrait mode on a rear camera, the Pixel 8 only does this in 1080p 24 FPS, whereas the Galaxy S24, this is something that you can do in the flash, without the flash, 4K 30, best in class. All right. So pictures performance, I would say, man, Samsung's image processing, low key, maybe for me it leaves a bit to be desired. I think the oversaturated pre-edited look works in some situations. Like for landscape images, like what you're seeing here, starting with the ultra wide, right? It works well. Going to the wide sensor, it works well. This is like a landscape image. The 2x mode is quite soft. 3x is really good. Honestly, the zoom on here feels a bit outdated now. I don't think you should really be pushing this beyond 6x, in my opinion. The zoom on here, I appreciate the fact that it's got dedicated zoom compared to the others that don't, right? But anything beyond 6x, I just don't think it's really worth it on these ones. It's low resolution. It's just not really the vibe, in my opinion. Don't push the zoom beyond 6x on the S24. 50 megapixels high resolution mode. Again, you don't get it on the Pixel 8, you get it here. You can do it in RAW as well. There's a 24 megapixel mode, but I didn't showcase it because it's not really that great. Selfie performance for the front-facing camera. I still prefer the image processing on the Pixel. It does actually really well on the Galaxy S24. Accurate colors, especially on the jacket. Not really well on the iPhone, in my opinion, in this particular situation. Edge detection is excellent on the Samsung, while still keeping a nice field of view. The field of view is really good on here. Again, this is just showing the different ways to do it. Now, here's where the image processing, to me, I don't really vibe with it when there's a human subject in the frame, especially people like me with the darker skin persuasion, as I like to call it. I think it still favors people with a more fairer skin complexion, in my opinion. Right, because if you compare it to what you're seeing compared to the Pixel 8, for me, I prefer when we move to the main wide sensor, what we're getting on the Pixel 8, and I even prefer what we're getting on the iPhone. The image processing on there with the Samsung, nah, it's a bit of a redness, a magentaness to it, you know, magenta C vibes. I don't know. I personally think the pre-saturated look, and you can see the grass around, that it's really popping, right? AKA Chris Brown popping. I don't know. For me personally, there is a bit left on the table when it comes to people of my skin complexion, when it comes to the image processing. That's going to be the disclaimer I'm going to put on there. I think for people of the fairer skin tone, it might process a bit better. That's just me personally. Now, one thing that was a real surprise to me was this. I do not know what's going on here, Samsung. I do not know what's going on here. But a 50 megapixel mode when it comes to the human processing, yeah, this is not a good look. And I tried this twice over. I checked the metadata. Yeah, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all. I do not know what is going on here. And as you can see, I checked the metadata. You can see that it's the 50 megapixel image that you're getting right there. Yeah, just don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. Tried it again, and it just kept popping up with these results. And if you compare it to what the iPhone does on a 48 megapixel mode, yeah, see, I just don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Again, I like to show my receipts so it doesn't seem like I'm trying to make Samsung look bad, but I don't know whether it's down to the ISP of the Exynos 2400 chipset going a bit crazy, but yeah, this ain't it, fam. This ain't it. I think just avoid the 50 megapixel mode when it comes to human subjects in the frame. It just doesn't do a good job. I don't know what's going on with it. At least it's there compared to the Pixel that doesn't do it, which is limited to the Pro. Portrait mode on it is absolute butter, of course. Love it. Portrait mode on the Pixel 8 is absolutely butt cheeks now. iPhone 15 is good, but portrait mode on the S24, minus the image processing of the skin, which I prefer on both the Pixel and the iPhone, but the edge detection and the blur, yeah, Samsung all the way, man. They've really, really nailed it when it comes to portrait mode. Really nailed it. Portrait mode is hella clean. Portrait mode on the S24 is butter, bro. Jeez, this is clean. And then, of course, what you got there with it is the fact that you got a 3x mode on portrait. Love it. The 3x mode on portrait for the Galaxy S24 Ultra, for the S24 is just hella clean, man. It's hella clean. It's really, 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 really clean if you look at it there. Chef's kiss. Mwah. That focal length equivalence of somewhere between 70 to 85 millimeters, 3x. Look at it. The gaps between my arms, it gets it. The edge detection around my lack of hair, round pebble head. Yeah, portrait mode with the 3x on this is butter. Absolutely butter. So portrait mode performance is absolutely exquisite on the Galaxy S24. I've got to give it them. What they do need to do is add macro mode. The Pixel 8 has macro mode. This doesn't, which kind of sucks. So capture speed has improved, but again, still much to be desired when it comes to what we're seeing here on the Galaxy S24, personally. it doesn't freeze the frame as well as the others. I feel like the iPhone 15 is much more consistent, if you can see, in terms of less blurring. iPhone really knows how to just just freeze the frame. You know, iPhone really freezes the frame well. Pixel doesn't allow you to take as much pictures, but it freezes the frame. The iPhone is still, you know, in a much better place when it comes to capture speed for that. Low light performance, again, yeah, the image processing, all I'm saying is, yeah, to speed this up, the image processing without night mode is just not good on the Samsung and low light. You really need to use night mode. And night mode is not even just for better exposure. The image processing just becomes a lot better. Night mode, without night mode, yes, you're going to get a faster capture speed, but image processing is just all over. It's just, I don't like it. Selfie performance, really good. Selfie performance, I think is really good. The image processing on the Pixel is probably slightly better, but selfie performance is really good. The iPhone 15 really falls apart. But yeah, the image processing without night mode on the Samsung really leaves much to be desired. And Samsung doesn't allow you to take a flash with the ultra wide. This needs to be fixed in software. It's a software oversight. The others allow you to do that. You see, here, I don't know about you, but this is just, nah, not for me. Not for me. This is without night mode. One thing I like to do in my camera comparisons, I like to do without night mode, then with night mode, and then with the flash. Without night mode, if you look at the Pixel and you look at the iPhone, especially if you look at the Pixel, nah, the image processing leaves a lot to be desired. And this is what I mean about you have to use night mode. If you look at the difference, when we switch over to night mode, this is the ultra wide, right? And then when we move over to the wide, you can see that the image processing improves greatly with night mode. So forget the exposure, use night mode when you want better image processing on the Samsung. And even in the 2X, the 2X, although the image is a bit, soft, it's a bit grainy but over sharpened, the image processing looks on par with the Pixel. Just the Pixel looks hella clean. And then the 3X, yeah, bruh, just forget the 3X at nighttime. Forget it. Flash performance, again, no flash on ultra wide like I stated. Yeah, bruh. Portrait mode works really well though. Portrait mode in terms of the blur and edge detection in low light is really good. It's the best. Here's the thing, portrait mode in low light is the best on the Galaxy S24 when it comes to blur and edge detection. But again, just the image processing really lets it down. You've got to really stick to using night mode and portrait mode together, right, to get the best image processing. Without that, the image just falls apart. 2X with the image processing in night mode works really well. And the flash is also really good as well when it comes to it. So, look, I've put it there. I've shared my concerns when it comes to the camera performance, right? What we have here, of course, if we look and we see what we're working with, Expert RAW, there is the 24 megapixel mode, but the image processing is just slow. And of course, one thing I appreciate is that when you go into the settings, you can do this in RAW. So RAW works in 12 megapixels, 24 megapixels, and 50 megapixels. I like that flexibility, right? I do. But in JPEG, when it comes to the 24 megapixels, if you take a picture, right, what I'm going to do is here, switch to camera 1. Oh yeah, I've got the flipping you can see if you go here, it's still processing, still processing, still processing, still processing. The capture and the processing time is just really slow in this 24 megapixel mode. It's just hella slow. It's just very slow. So yes, you do get 24 megapixels. There is a 24 megapixel mode, but you have to download Expert RAW. It's kind of slow to capture. It's very slow to. It's good results. It's good results. It's just slow. It's just slow. They need to really speed this up and bring it into the normal camera mode. I appreciate the details that you're getting there, of course. And obviously you can get the option to blur the background, and then we just do the auto mode. Again, I really appreciate it when it comes to that. We're going to discard it. There's an ND mode as well. Pro video, which is obviously where you can shoot 24 FPS video, have control over your shutter, 24 FPS video for 8K as well. Ultra high definition, you can control your shutter speed. Instead of it being auto, you can manually adjust it so you can go all the way into so you can do the 180-degree rule, so there's smooth motion blur, especially when you're shooting in 24 FPS. Highly recommend you do that. Yeah, obviously portrait mode, video, camera interface is really fast. One thing that they've done is, look, I'm going to reset the camera settings. When you reset the camera settings, right, you go here, you notice that in intelligent optimization, scene optimizer is off by default now. Scene optimizer is off by default. So let's see. So I'm going to open this up here. Right, and we're gonna go, and this is the S23. So this is the previous generation. We're gonna reset the camera, reset, and then when we go in there, and we go to advanced intelligence, you can see that scene optimizer is on by default when you reset it. So they've chosen to, you know, disable scene optimizer by default. I might do a separate camera comparison and be like scene optimizer on and off. So, you know, here's where we've got in terms of the cameras. Again, here we are, high efficiency, bitrate. I have bitrate video, but I don't really see it making much of a difference. I've tried it. The camera assistant, of course, you can put the 2x crop. The camera assistant and export raw, just have it there by default, Samsung, please. People shouldn't have to really go into the Galaxy store to be getting these things. Just have it there already. Just have it there already. Honestly, just have it there already. You can do clean HDMI. Just have it there already, man. Honestly, having to download export raw and camera assistant, just have it there already. Right. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the camera experience. And again, we've got all the AI features and stuff in there. It's the same as what we have. It's the same as what we have. So yeah, it's the same as what we have. So that's pretty much what we're getting when it comes to the camera experience. In my opinion, I'm gonna stick to it because my standards are very high when it comes to what I expect from usability improvements. They've dropped the ball. There's not enough usability improvements when it comes to this, and I think they're behind the competition. Fine, they have a dedicated 3x zoom lens that the iPhone and the Pixel 8 don't, but then if you look at the iPhone 15 Pro, it does have it, so it trumps it in that way. So in my opinion, in terms of usability, they've not done a good job to really improve it. I think the ultra-wide is long in the tooth. The 0.6 ultra-wide field of view, I don't really vibe with it. I don't think it's wide enough personally. They should have done better when it comes to usability. The hardware needs a refresh. I think we just need to go all 48 megapixels, all 50 megapixels. Something needs to be done. It's long in the tooth now, and the usability is falling behind. And yes, they'll get to the S25 and say, hey, we've allowed you to switch lenses on 4K 60. And I'm like, hey, that's like you coming home and say, I've got a C for an exam. I'm not going to praise you for the bare minimum for something that you should have done on the S23 series, at the latest S24 series, and then coming late to the S25 and allow me to switch between 4K 60 on the rear camera lenses. But you better come with that with some new sensors and some new capabilities that's going to go further than that. Because right now, the camera, it's okay, in my opinion. It's okay, in my opinion. All right. Let's get in. Let's get in. Let's have a look at what we've got here when it comes to the comments. Right. Guess I've got to wait for the S25. What phone are you using now? Yeah, probably. I have the S23 and the iPhone 15 Pro, and I prefer Samsung. Much better probe, much better feed, apart from, okay. A much better phone, sorry, apart from the cameras, yeah. Greetings from El Salvador, Central America. What's good? My Latin America fam, what's good? How's the battery life when gaming between the Galaxy? Again, I don't really do mobile gaming. Apologies for that, Phoenix. We've got our ultimate battery drain test that we can do. You look dark on the iPhone. I'm a dark skin guy. Okay, let's just check this right quick. Claire. Okay, so right. Ugh. So definitely go watch the definitive camera comparison of the Galaxy S24, iPhone 15, and also the Pixel 8. Definitely go watch that. Yeah, we've pretty much gone through the design, the build quality. We've gone through the display, we've gone through performance, we've gone through camera. Obviously, we've got software now. And again, I'm gonna make this very brief and quick because I'm just not really the software guy. I'm not your guy when it comes to software. All I can say is that the Galaxy AI features, yeah, all under the advanced intelligence as they're dubbing it and labeling it. We're gonna just power through software very quickly. It's the same as what we had with the S24 Ultra, so definitely refer to everything that I've said there. You go to advanced settings, you've got the advanced intelligence or AI or artificial intelligence, right? So you've got things like the live translate for the phone calls, you've got the interpreter. Again, the interpreter is weird because it's something where you have to do it on the drop down. I don't know why they don't do it as an app. It was just weird to me. The interpreter is definitely on board, is one of my favorite ones. And then when it comes to, you know, things like the chat assist, where you're able to change the grammar type to more professional, slang-based, and, you know, summaries in notes. Look, it's the same. I think Galaxy AI is really, really good. I love the, approach to the different chat assist when it comes to the more professional grammar way of doing things. I really like that. I really vibe with it. It's the same as the Galaxy S24. I think it makes it much more exciting. I think the only point of concern is when they were saying after 2 years, it's not going to be free and it's something that's going to be chargeable. That's kind of like, you know, so just take that into consideration. But apart from that, again, One UI 6.1 based on Android 14, been working great. Animations are fast, smooth, still the best feature set that you're going to get on Android. It's just been really good. Again, it can be a bit overwhelming when it comes to the duplicate apps, two messaging apps and all this and stuff, but overall the speed of One UI is on point. The feature set is really next level now. You know, it's still based on Google's Gemini model. I do miss Google's call screening, but again, obviously Bixby has a call screening as well, so you can tap into that. And then Google's voice to text is really, really impressive when it comes to that. But again, this is also one that works really well in terms of summarizing and doing things. The AI features when it comes to pictures is one thing that yeah, it's all right. Obviously, in terms of, what do you call it? Where are we? Obviously, if we look at things like editing, we go here, we can see it. right? You can go here. And obviously you've got the generative fill where you can move in, you can crop, right? And I don't know, let's say generate. I don't know. Let's see how it does for this one. I feel like it's just gonna struggle. Anyway, this is pretty much the same as before. Hey, it actually did really well. That's kind of trippy. But you see, you will notice some mistakes. Look around the hands. Right, the hands is a bit weird. Anyway, listen. AI, what can you do? Discard. What can you do? Software-wise is great. I think the AI makes it really good in terms of obviously the live translate, interpreter, which is useful for me, definitely the amount of places I travel. Yeah, it's good. The software's good. The software's good. Battery. All right, let's dive in straight to battery, then round things up. Battery, what are we working with when it comes to the battery? So we're gonna go to battery, and we're gonna go to battery information. Of course, here we are. It's working with a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It's a 4,000 mAh battery. Typical rating of 3,880. The rated capacity is there. So it does support 25 watt charging. Samsung call it super fast charging. I just call it 25 watt charging. It supports 15 watt wireless charging as well. No charger included in the box. So for you to get that, you have to get Samsung's official charger. It does come with a USB-C cable in there, which is about 2.43 amps. So it's not the full 5 amps that will give you the super fast charging 2.0. Again, this doesn't support it. To get 45 watt charging, super fast charging 2.0 from Samsung, that's S24 Plus with the 4,900 milliamp hour battery and the 5,000 milliamp hour battery found on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Again, I've done videos on there where you can check to see which one works best, whether it's the 45 watt, 25 watt, or the 15 watts for the Galaxy S24 Ultra, which is going to be indicative of the same thing for the S24 Plus, which I shall repeat that test, no doubt. Battery life experience. Well, as you know, we do our ultimate battery drain test series on here as well, which is just been popping off. Really appreciate the support when it comes to it. I highly recommend you go watch that. This is obviously what we've done here. This is the battery drain test. And starting things off, we pretty much take it through 120 hertz display, manual brightness off, calibrate the display to 200 nits with a white background on all of them across the board. This is versus the iPhone 15, Pixel 8. I do it as one continuous shot. This is on mobile data only. We're not doing this on Wi-Fi. I've actually gone and purchased 3 EE prepaid SIMs on 5G. I don't get 5G indoors. I just get enough 4G to be able to do this. Run it in there, and I'm taking it through an hour of TikTok videos, an hour of Instagram Reels, an hour of Instagram live stream, then an hour of YouTube at 4K 60 where I try to push it, then an hour of YouTube music, which is then 5 hours, then an hour of Twitter Spaces, then an hour of 4K 60 recording, then we get to an hour of gaming, then we get to an hour of of a phone call, then we get to an hour of WhatsApp video calling. So you can see that the battery performance there really shines. And here's where it really shines. If we compare it to the iPhone 15, the iPhone 15 is abysmal. 3,349 milliamp hour battery. It is abysmal. It scores below 5 hours on this extreme battery drain test that we do, right? And then the Pixel 8, considering it has an extra 575 milliamp hours, right, which means it's got 4,575 milliamp hour batteries. Exynos is actually very efficient, people, with a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, which is rated at 3,880, right? The battery performance on Exynos it's really good. And something tells me that the 8 Gen 3 is going to be better. Something tells me that the 8 Gen 3 is going to be better. But, you know, when we see what we have here with the battery drain test, yeah, the iPhone finishes at 4 hours 46 minutes or 4 hours 47 minutes in our test. Google does really well, all things considering the lack of efficiency that comes with the modem and the Tensor G3. Yeah, Exynos, what it's doing with a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, That and the Google Pixel are basically the same. And considering, yeah, it's really good. I'm surprised how good Exynos is this time round. I'm really eager to see how things will hold up against the Snapdragon variant. But yeah, you know, Exynos 2400 when it comes to efficiency is great. Now, I expect more from the charging. The charging on here leaves a bit to be desired, in my opinion. It's good enough. It's good enough. I just think Samsung's charging curve and power curve is too aggressive. I just think they're just scared because of what they went through in the past, in my opinion. Because it takes about an hour, 18 minutes or so. It's about an hour, 18 minutes or so to finish. And really, I'm just at a point where I just want my phones to charge within the hour. You know, somewhere between 45 minutes to 55 minutes. I just want the phone to be fully charged. An hour and 18 minutes for 4,000 milliamp hour battery, 25 watts. I think the power curve is just too aggressive. And, you know, let's not even get to wireless charging. That's going to be afterwards as well. So, conclusion when it comes to battery life. Exynos 2400 is actually really good. It's actually really good, all things considered. It's the best out of the small bunch. So, yeah, good stuff. Really got to give you credit, Samsung. Taking a year out when it comes to Exynos, you've come back. It's an efficient chip. Maybe skip it every other year so we can guarantee. I don't think you doing your developments in a year cycle will allow you to have as much efficiency. But, yeah, once every other year, we'll take it. We'll take it. It's nice. So, let's wrap this up. What's my conclusion on the Galaxy S24? It's a good phone. It lacks the soul of an S series. It's technically the best S series yet. It lacks a soul. Exynos 2400 is more blessed than cursed. I will say it's more blessed than cursed. Just because of the power efficiency, it's more blessed than cursed, right? But there is an element of the old inklings of it being cursed because there is feature sets missing in the camera. It's good. There's feature sets missing in the camera enough where I still feel like this regional split still shouldn't really be there. This is the best of Exynos ever, and we have to take it for what it is, especially when it comes to efficiency. But the usability in camera, nah. The design lacks a bit of soul, even though it's technically the best. Can I still recommend it? I guess I can recommend it if you don't pay full price for it. Just being honest, right? There's still some off software updates that they need to do in terms of the image processing, in my opinion, when it comes to pictures. Videos is excellent on it, in my opinion. But it's a good phone. I just don't think they should really be putting that type of price on it with this regional split of Exynos, especially with the feature drops. That's just me personally. And I hope they address this and really give us what we had again on the S23. If it's going to be an every other year thing where we get Exynos, great, right? Maybe next year when on the S25, it's going to be a full feature set when it comes to, how can I put it? When it comes to an all Snapdragon experience getting the same feature set. But for now, this is what we have. I can only recommend it to an extent based on not paying the full price for it. But in my opinion, I feel like they could have done more, especially when it comes to usability, especially around the camera. That's just me personally when it comes to S24. The story could be different on the S24 Plus, but I think a lot of that is going to resonate, minus the asterisks of probably having the best battery life out of all the three because of the 4,900 milliamp hour battery and the return of a QHD Plus display. That's a wrap. That's our review of the Galaxy S24. Woo! That was fun. That was fun. That was fun. What did we clock in terms of time? Let's get it. Let's get it. Papa 16 years. Right, we've clocked almost 2 hours. That's our Snyder Cut version, baby. Done and done in. Let's see. I have the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Should I change it to the S24 Ultra? You should be fine on the S23 Ultra. You should really only be upgrading every 2 to 4 years. Gonna move to iOS next year. Maybe iOS 18 is gonna be decent enough to do it. Let's see. All right. couple of announcements, man. Couple of announcements. Really appreciate the support. Again, at the time of this recording, we've just hit 50,000 subscribers. Really appreciate the support, man. Considering we hit 40,000 subscribers on the 8th of December last year, man, usually we grow by this amount within a year. We've done this in a space of about 2 months. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the love that you're showing when it comes to these battery drain tests. They are difficult to do. I want to really emphasize it. They are difficult to do in general, but they are more difficult to do how I'm doing it. I'm not taking shade at no one, but it's you lot in the comments that have said it. No one is doing battery drain tests like we're doing. So it's brutal. It's brutal. So I really appreciate the response and just the love that you've been showing for them. We're going to make that the staple backbone of the channel with the definitive camera comparison. We're going to bring nothing but vibes and personality. How we've been doing it, man. A lot of you have just been enjoying the sports commentary nature of it. And again, this is in line with our motto of bringing enthusiasm to tech. So yeah, you're not going to be... I mean, the messages I've been getting where even from our old schoolmates telling me that they've not watched a battery drain test for years and it's the most exciting one, it hits here. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to be bringing more of that your way. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. We're going to be bringing more of that your way. So now, diving in, man, you know, it's been such an honor to be featured. You know, we got featured on the Shade Borough. Again, for good reason, right? So this is the UK equivalent of the Shade Room. So this is the Shade Borough, right? We got featured, and you know, shout out to Gabriel Dadzi as well. You know, that's the fam. You know the vibes. My cousin. Everything related to the state of technology and all things related to Lover of Tech Media. Yeah. So I'm gonna have that article in the description below. Definitely much appreciated. Like, it's a real honor, and we're really on the come up. So stuff like this is great to see. Another thing to announce is that we've, of course, got loveroftechmedia.com. Our website is now live. So all the latest blogs, all the latest videos, all the latest news is all there. Obviously, it will direct you to our YouTube channel. We've got other channels here as well. The cut down is where you go if you want to get a condensed version of these live streams of the Tech and Chill Show Unplugged. And obviously, we've got Lover of Cars, which is our Cars and Automotive channel. So definitely go check us there. We're going to have some fire content coming through. All F1, all car reviews, all car reactions. This is the home of all things related to cars. So definitely go visit us at Lover of Cars. And obviously, Lover of Cameras, that's going to be on the come up. We're going to be doing a lot of smartphone versus expensive camera reviews there. And we've got our merch store, people. Merch store is now live. Go check it. Go check it out. All requests for quick run is there, people. It's there, people. The Lover of Tech merch store is now live. That's going to be in the description as well. You know, again, it's there, man. Quick run. Go get it. 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 And we should be opening up channel memberships soon so that you get free merch that comes with it as well. So, yeah, this is it, man. This is the Quick Run hoodie. This is what we have with the Galaxy, with the Lover of Tech Media store. Yeah, this is our merch, man. We've got Iron Sharpens Iron. We've got Bringing Enthusiasm to Tech, which is this one here, which is, you know, something that is really, really passionate of mine. So we've got the Iron Sharpens Iron. Again, Proverbs, that's the one there. And this is what we have in terms of the Lover of Cars merch as well. So go show love there. So yeah, our merch store is live. Our website is live. We've been featured on the Shade Borough as well. You know, it's all really been down to just the support, and we've hit 50,000 subscribers. Road to 100K. You know, 100K was something that was meant to be an end of year finish. No, it was meant to be the end of 2025 finish. We're really only meant to be finishing on 60K or 70K this year. But at this rate that we're going, with your support and continued support, honestly, we might be able to finish on 100K subs by December, which if that's going to be the case, thank you for making the dream of doing content creation for a living a reality way sooner than expected. So really appreciate the support. So yeah, that's pretty much it from us. It's a wrap. We're done. We're going to be signing out. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for your support. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
you.